I heard the roar of a chainsaw. I walked out into the yard, and what I saw made my heart skip a beat. Karen, my neighbor, standing on my lawn with a chainsaw in her hands, happily sawing through my 15-foot fence. I froze, and she, without stopping for a second,
"I'm cleaning up here while you're crying in the house. These bushes of yours are like overgrown jungles. Horrible. An embarrassment to the whole neighborhood."
I rushed forward. "What the hell are you doing?"
"You should thank me. If it weren't for me, our entire block would look like a roadside dump. Do you see these bushes? That's not fencing. That's mold on the body of the community."
"You're on my property," Karen snorted.
The property. The property. Do you even know what the property looks like? Maybe you could Google it while I clean up here. Those bushes are blocking the view of my street. Am I supposed to look at a green wall every morning while I do yoga? Screw it. Now I'll be able to see the sky properly.
But let's rewind. The hedges had been planted by my grandfather in 1973. Green, dense, majestic. They weren't just a fence. They were a symbol of privacy and my family's history. The hedge separated me from Karen, who could now watch what I was doing with her chainsaw. By the time I dialed 911, half the hedges had turned into a disheveled pile of rubble. The police arrived quickly, and just as quickly declared it a civil dispute, recommending that I file a report and, if possible, resolve the situation peacefully. Karen stood there with a crooked grin on her face and said,
"Be grateful to me. And by the way, clean up after me. That's your job."
I didn't sleep that night. I reviewed cadastral maps, zoning plans, archive records, talked to the local surveyor, and even contacted the city landscape inspector. The hedges were 2 feet inside my property line. What's more, they were listed on the zoning permit as acceptable plant fencing, approved by the city 40 years ago. Karen had no legal basis for her actions. Over the next 3 weeks, I visited the city zoning department, consulted with architects and attorneys, studied building codes, height restrictions, aesthetic requirements, even wind resistance. I wasn't just going to restore the hedges, I was going to build a monument to my patient but relentless determination. A legal, city-approved concrete wall. When a concrete mixer pulled up to my house on the 3rd week, Karen ran out into the street as if she sensed shelter.
"What the hell is that?"
she squealed when she saw the foundation. "Just restoring what was stolen," I replied, handing her a laminated copy of the permit with the city inspector's signature. Karen snatched it, quickly scanned it, her face first white, then red.
"I'll call my cousin at City Hall."
She spat. I already talked to him. He was fired after a conflict of interest audit. I replied calmly and headed back into the yard. She spent a week running around the neighborhood, complaining about damage to aesthetics, collecting signatures, threatening to sue, and calling me a concrete despot, but it was all in vain. I had everything. Documents, video footage of her work with a chainsaw, expert opinions, and even an official act on the destruction of private vegetation. A month later, the wall was completed. High, smooth, severe. It didn't just block her windows, it symbolized the limit that Karen would never cross again.